of Martin Lawrence, one of Hollywood's legendary comedians, as we explore his incredible million-dollar life in 2025. From his lavish mansion and stunning car collection to his net worth, Martin Lawrence is living large and enjoying the fruits of his long and successful career. Want to know how much he's worth in 2025, what kind of cars he drives, and where he calls home? We've got all the details right here. Watch now for an exclusive look at Martin Lawrence's luxurious lifestyle and what makes his life truly one of a kind. Martin Lawrence, American actor and comedian. Born the 16th of April, 1965, age 60 years. Frankfurt am Main, Germany. Spouse, Shemika Gibbs, M. 2010-2012. Patricia Southall, 1995, 1997. Children, Jasmine Lawrence, Ayanna Faith Lawrence, Amara Trinity. Lawrence siblings, Ursula Lawrence, Ray Proctor, Robert Lawrence. Height, 1.7 m. Parents, Clara Lawrence, John Lawrence. Martin Lawrence net worth, $110 million. Early life, the fourth of six children, Martin Fitzgerald. Lawrence was born on April 16, 1965, in Frankfurt, West Germany. His father, John Lawrence, was serving in the U.S. military at the time of his birth. Lawrence's first and middle names were after civil rights leader Martin Luther King Jr. and U.S. President John F. Kennedy, respectively. When Lawrence was 7, his father left the military, and the family moved from West Germany back to the United States, settling in the Washington, D.C. area in the town of Landover, Maryland. Lawrence's mother had moved herself and her 6 children into the troubled King Square housing projects, where he would attend Dodge Park Elementary. Following his parents' divorce when he was 8 years old, Lawrence rarely saw his father, who was a police officer, serving as the police chief for the Franklin D. Roosevelt VA Medical Center in Montrose, New York. His mother, Clara, née Bailey, worked several jobs, including as a sales representative and cashier at various department stores to support her family. Small for his size growing up in the projects, Lawrence often engaged in street fights with other kids. He stated that it was his mother and older brothers who kept him out of jail, where most of his childhood friends ended up. During his teen years, Lawrence excelled at boxing. While living in Fort Washington, Maryland, Lawrence attended Eleanor Roosevelt High School and Friendly High School and became a Mid-Atlantic Golden Gloves boxing contender. Career. In his early days, Lawrence did comedy shows in the Washington, D.C. area and supported himself through odd jobs. Comedian Rich Scheidner saw his act and suggested Lawrence make connections in New York. Lawrence ended up moving to New York City and found his way to the comedy club, The Improv. Shortly after appearing at The Improv, Lawrence won a performance spot on Star Search. He did well on the show and made it to the final round, but did not win. However, executives at Columbia Pictures Television saw Martin's performance and offered him the role of Maurice Warfield in What's Happening Now. This was his first acting job. Upon cancellation of that show, Lawrence found bit parts in various films and television series. His breakthrough role was as C in Do the Right Thing. Other film roles followed, such as House Party 2, Talkin' Dirty After Dark, and the Eddie Murphy vehicle Boomerang. During this period, entertainment mogul Russell Simmons selected him to host the groundbreaking series Def Comedy Jam on HBO. Def Comedy Jam gave many comedians, including Chris Tucker, Dave Chappelle, Mike Epps, Eddie Griffin, Bernie Mac, and Cedric the Entertainer, mainstream exposure. During his stint with Def Comedy Jam, Lawrence appeared in his own hit series, Martin, which aired on Fox. The show ran from 1992 to 1997 and was an enormous success. Martin was the flagship of Fox's Thursday night lineup, which drew millions of viewers away from NBC's must-see TV lineup. He hosted Saturday Night Live on February 19, 1994, where he made crude remarks about women's genitalia and personal hygiene. The offensive portion of the monologue was edited out of NBC reruns and syndicated versions, and Lawrence was banned from NBC for a period of time until he received an apology from the president of NBC at the time, Warren Littlefield. Martin's ratings continued to skyrocket so much that Fox became more of a contender against NBC and came closer to being considered among the top television networks. In 1995, he acted alongside Will Smith in Bad Boys with wide success. After Martin ended its run in 1997, Lawrence found work in comedy films. He often starred as the second lead opposite actors, including Eddie Murphy, Danny DeVito, and Tim Robbins. Many of his films were blockbusters at the box office, including Nothing to Lose, Life, Blue Streak, Big Mama's House, and Bad Boys 2. He also starred in critical and box office failures, including Black Knight and National Security. Regardless, his salary steadily increased to over $10 million per film role. He continued to work in film with such films as Big Mama's House 2, which opened at #1 at North American box office and grossed almost $28 million its first weekend, and Wild Hogs, 2007, in which he played a bored suburbanite seeking adventure on the open road in a biker comedy alongside John Travolta, Tim Allen, and William H. Macy. In 2006, Lawrence appeared on Inside the Actor's Studio, during which Lawrence briefly brought back to life some of the characters he had portrayed on Martin. He also appeared in Open Season as the voice of Boog, one of the main characters of the film, which also starred Ashton Kutcher, Deborah Messing, and Gary Sinise. In 2008, Lawrence starred in his first G-rated film, Walt Disney Pictures' College Road Trip, in which he co-starred with Raven-Symoné. In 2011, Lawrence reprised his role as FBI agent Malcolm Turner in Big Mamas, Like Father, Like Son, the third film in the Big Mama series. In January 2013, it was announced that Lawrence and Kelsey Grammer were considering pairing up to star in a comedy for Lionsgate Television. Partners paired the two actors as Chicago lawyers from vastly different backgrounds who unexpectedly meet in court on the worst day of their lives. The show premiered on August 4, 2014, but was canceled after one season after receiving poor reviews. In 2020, Lawrence reprised his role as Detective Marcus Burnett in the third installment of the Bad Boys franchise, Bad Boys for Life, again alongside Will Smith. The film was considered a financial success, grossing $112 million in its first 4 days of release. Lawrence starred in his first dramatic role in 2022's Mind Cage, alongside Melissa Roxburgh and John Malkovich. On April 20, 2023, Lawrence earned a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, wherein Personal Life, Relationships, and Family. Lawrence was engaged to actress Lark Voorhees in 1993. He married Miss Virginia USA Patricia Southall in 1995. Lawrence and Southall have a daughter, Jasmine Page, born January 15, 1996. They divorced in 1997, and Lawrence began a relationship with Shamika Gibbs. The couple married on July 10, 2010, at Lawrence's Beverly Hills home. Actors Eddie Murphy and Denzel Washington were among the 120 wedding guests. Lawrence and Gibbs have two daughters, Ayanna Faith, born November 9, 2000, and Amara Trinity, born August 20, 2002. On April 25, 2012, Lawrence filed for divorce from Gibbs, citing irreconcilable differences and asking for joint legal and physical custody of the children. Lawrence owns a farm near Purcellville, Virginia. For several years, he owned a large mansion in the Beverly Park community in Beverly Hills, where he wedded Gibbs. However, following their divorce, the property was available for lease at $200,000 per month in June 2012. In 2013, the property was up for sale for $26.5 million, and eventually he sold it for $17.2 million to Bruce Makowski, buying an Encino, Los Angeles property for $6.63 million.